Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Wednesday, August 4th, 2010. Well, folks, the markets are trading fractionally higher today on the back of a decent ADP jobs number. So, again, we'll continue to follow that and see what it tells us about the future of the non-farm payrolls number and unemployment number on Friday. Now, again, people had expected, or analysts and economists had expected, that private sector ADP jobs number to come in at 39,000. That's a gain of 39,000. It came in at a gain of 42,000. Now, the key to that report, basically in line with what estimates had been, but the key to that report was, again, the market overall liked the fact that the small businesses had done quite a bit of hiring. In addition, what it did was essentially take off the stress of worrying, are we going to disappoint? Because if you think about it, what this number did was essentially, if you had missed this number and come in at like 15,000 gain or 10,000 gain or even a loss, people would have started to freak out about the Friday number. And again, basically what it did was buy you a relief rally or a little bit of relief here to keep the markets up. All right, so we'll continue to watch and see how that plays out. But right now, again, the markets are slightly higher. Dow up 37.5 points, the Nasdaq up 14, and the S&P up about 5. Now, a couple other things to go over here, folks. Let's keep in mind, as the market has moved up today, it has run into major resistance into the 113 level. Now, again, notice this pivot high. If you go back to Monday, late in the day, you hit this pivot high of 112.95 or so. Today, we pierced that and went to 113 and pulled right back. Beautiful topping tail, by the way. Now, we had some ISM manufacturing data in there as well to look for, but nonetheless, the ISM manufacturing data was not a bad number. Initially, it popped the markets up, as you can see, and then we sold off. Now, why did we sell off after that number? Essentially what happened here, the dollar started to rip higher. Now, the dollar was into some major support that I had called out in the nightly videos to my members. And again, we talked about that in depth last night and the previous couple nights after the UUP. And again, we can flip up the UUP chart so we can take a look at the daily chart, but take a look at this. This is your key level down here. And again, let me just put it in so we have a horizontal line right across. This was your key level. See this pivot low going back to the 14th of April? Look at where we were yesterday. That was major support after we crashed through the 200. Now, the 200 generally would give a bounce, but the dollar's been in such a free fall that it decided to flush through, take out the weak hands before getting a bounce off this support line down here. That bounce came in just as that ISM number was released this morning, and so initially, even though the ISM was good, the markets did rally. Then all of a sudden we saw a pretty sharp pullback coming in off of that dollar rally. Remember, dollar is inverse to the markets generally. So we saw that, and again, it's not having a huge effect today. In fact, the dollar is up, and you would say, well, the dollar's up and the markets are up. That doesn't seem inverse. Yes, but if you look at it on a micro scale, the exact time that the dollar started to rally higher is when we pulled back up here, and you started to reverse your trend and made this huge move down. And then what happens after that, folks, is where the market goes back into consolidation mode, which is known for the light volume. Notice how the volume dies out down here. Light volume, if you ever get light volume in a market, always assume the markets will be neutral to slightly higher. All right, and that again is exactly. So you had the dollar ripping higher, then the dollar starts to quiet down and really doesn't start to go up anymore. And after the dollar stops going up, the markets resume their light volume trend, which has been sideways to slightly up. You can see a nice up move here, a little bit of a pullback, and a little bit up more of an up move, all consolidating under these pivot highs. Look at this trend line, connected from gap fill, and we filled it yesterday. So you have a gap right here. It was filled yesterday. That was a great shorting opportunity we utilized. And then after you pulled back today, where did we go? We went up to that same level, pierced it, went up and pierced this level from Monday, pulled back, closed right on that same level, sold off, right back to this same level again, sold off, and same level again. So you can see how these levels right up here, this one right here, and again, I'll put in a secondary candle or trend line right in here. These two lines right here are major resistance levels. If you got above this upper one at 113 and closed above and confirmed, the market would easily go to 113.25. 113.25, and we're speaking in regards to the SPY here, which is again a barometer of the S&P. It follows the S&P 500 very accurately, and we can trade off of it. And we call scalps all day today, yesterday, and so forth to make money in the intraday stock chat. Or if you want the swing levels, again, I entered a new position in the hot charts and alerts, which is part of the research center today, so you can go and find that out as well, and that's been posted there. Okay, so again, there's plenty of action going on. Doesn't matter if the markets are somewhat quiet here leading into the jobs number. There's always going to be plays. In fact, one of the key plays today was a Chinese play. It did rip higher up to the 130 level today, and again, that's $1.30. And again, I'm not going to release the name of that stock. You have to go into the research center and find out, but we've been talking about that. In fact, owning it as a swing trade, a beautiful little gain right there on that play today so far. All right, what else do we want to discuss? Obviously, what you want to pay attention to, you can see the sloping trend line. If we minimize the charts down just a little bit here and zoom out, you can see if you connect this pivot low going back to Monday to Tuesday's lows, it is equal to Wednesday's lows so far right here. If we were to pull back into this area, there'd be a huge amount of support. This would be a buying opportunity. Why? Because you have the yellow trend line sloping up, the white across, and the green. So right around the 112.30-ish level, if we pulled into that, that would be an easy scalp opportunity for some good money right there. If we get through this level, guys, I want you guys to be aware of this. If you somehow take out this area right here, the 112.30, 112.25, and you get below this yellow line and white line, watch out. Market could come down very, very quickly. I don't think it's going to happen today. I'm going to tell you right out, flat out. All right, going into today, we were looking for a neutral to upside bias to continue. That's been exactly what we've gotten. The calls in this market or about this market have been dead on. Now, in regards to some other things to watch for, I don't think the market even gets a big move tomorrow. Even though you have jobless claims coming out, people are all now looking for that unemployment number on Friday. Expect volume to be relatively light today for the rest of the day and tomorrow, and then crazy on Friday morning. Friday morning will be crazy probably until about 11, 12 o'clock, and then we probably quiet down for the weekend as, again, we're in mid-August, the dog days of summer, and the markets generally, because of vacations and people leaving early from work, they'll be even quieter, all right? So keep that in mind, folks. For now, we'll continue to watch and see how things play out, but that is the thought process as of now. If we want to just take a look at some of the leaders here, Chevron is flat to slightly higher on the day, up about 11 cents. And again, continue to look for something in that. Those of you in the research center know exactly what I'm talking about there. If we take a look at Exxon, Exxon is down about 18 cents. Apple Computer is up about 50 cents. You can see generally flat market. Well, those three stocks that I've just shown you have been up or down 50 cents, 25 cents, or so forth. And for the size of their stock, that's a basic small position. All right, Amazon is having a big day, though. And I have to say, Amazon is looking toppy to me. Although, again, it has pierced the 200. You are seeing it come right up here. Look at this little pivot high, and then you have this pivot high. I think right in here is going to be a nice little level to watch for a little bit of a pullback, so stay tuned for that. We'll watch to see. Again, I don't necessarily think there's going to be a major pullback today in anything because, again, the markets are just going to stay on pause and kind of float around, chop around until we get that non-farm payroll number. All right? So keep an eye on that. We'll see where that goes. And, again, folks, you want to come and get involved in that research center. Everything listed under that research center is included for the price of that $49.99 a month. And that, again, is a month starting from whenever you sign up. Doesn't have to be on the first of the month. Doesn't have to be on the last of the month. You could sign up on the 17th of a month or the 14th of a month. It will go a full month from when you sign up. I know that's a kind of a thing that some people wonder about sometimes. But again, in this day and age, we can do that because of technology, and it's a beautiful thing. So again, everything included. That includes swing trades, guidance, education, live analysis. By the way, Friday, non-farm payrolls number, I'm going to broadcast live, do analysis. You're going to see charts. You can listen on your phone. You can call in. You can do whatever you want. That's going to be one little facet of what we're doing on Friday. And again, it includes everything: daily market report, nightly videos of 30 minutes in length, and the rest of it. So watch that very closely, folks. Going to be a fun rest of the week. We're going to make some more money this week, and I do encourage you to come join the Research Center or the Intraday Stock Chat. Take care.